Hey guys, Mr. Pixity and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about Raid Shadow Legends news. So this is the first time I'm doing something like this. So they have put up a TLDR in Reddit with all the details and everything. If you want to check it out, just go into Reddit, the Raid Shadow Legends channel, and you'll be able to see it. It was just done 4 hours ago. So yeah. Um, so they have put up some details on the new stuff that's coming to Raid Shadow Legends since the Web of Corruption is done as of now. So I think they are planning a lot of stuff. There's like a lot of stuff going on. If you can see, there's Live Arena. There's something about the Mercurial set. There's background battle stuff. QOL, Champion Proven Grounds. I'm not sure if that's something new. I haven't read through this post yet. I'm reading it live right now with you guys. It's not live, but still, you know what I mean. So I know that most of you guys watching this have already seen the news, have know about the news and everything. I personally haven't gone through any of these news or any videos or anything, even the podcast itself. So I'll be reading through this first, get my thoughts out, okay, and then I'll watch the podcast. But yeah, hang around with me to get my thoughts on this stuff, right? As a mid game player who is not spending much, a little bit more relatable and casual, I think. Casual player, I mean. So yeah, let's get on with this. So the overview is going to be Live Arena, Mercurial set, background battles, QO. Background battles, they have been doing a lot of stuff. So it feels good, but it still feels like, you could do better. The only thing I think is that when you do background battles for dungeons and Doom Tower and stuff, the only thing that you can farm for is like Live Arena, and you have Grim Forest and Curse City. That's the only thing I think that we can farm as of now, side by side. So let's start off. I'm not gonna go detailed into all of this stuff. Okay, there was like upgrades and stuff. If you haven't watched the podcast, you should be watching it. I think I'll be watching this after this video is done. So Live Arena win streak. The panel praises the new win streak event for making Live Arena more rewarding. Yeah, it's kind of rewarding. I think a lot of people actually have posted like the 5 win streak is actually giving you a lot of rewards and stuff. But I don't think a lot of players actually has got that because it's Live Arena. You need like a really good roster to actually get 5 win streak. I think I have maybe got like 4 win streak at one point, but not in this event. Like in this event, I got like 2 win streak and then I stopped playing, and it ended in like 2 days. So I was like, who cares? And that's the second thing I think that they're saying it here. The developers initially ran it as a limited event to gather data before making it permanent or recurring. Yeah. So I think like in this off season that they're saying they need to make this like every single week or 2 weeks. They need to make like multiple rotations for this to actually become somewhat, yeah, viable for people to actually start playing and invest in Live Arena. And then there's matchmaking improvements and anti exploit. Okay, so yeah, this acknowledged players exploited matchmaking by intentionally low. Yeah, so this is the tanking method that I've seen. Like, I think Scratch and everyone is actually talking about this. They tank their rank. They go like 30 30 losses or something, and then when the win streak thing comes up, that's when they start winning the matches. They get matched up against like level 80 and level 90 players having not much big of a roster, and these guys are like big end game players having like Solinar and Hekaton and all those kind of crazy absurd champions and stuff. But yeah, if they are doing this, it's actually good. Longer event windows, which is yeah good. Flexible participation using tokens. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you get more tokens. I don't know. Okay, so recurring win streak. Yeah, this is basically like you need more win streak uh, stuff, events happening between seasons. Then there is Mercurial set, which is this becomes the largest discussion community. Difficult for new accounts to count. Okay, stacking total guard refreshes can make champions. That's true. It does become nearly impossible to kill, especially like I think Tection having that 9 piece, it's so crazy. He gets poison cloud, he gets shield, I think, and like you're weak hitting every single time. You can't, if he has enough resist, you can't remove that you remove that buff, and then he gets a Mercurial set, which actually doesn't allow you to remove that buff as well. So it's really tough to counter materials, especially with these broken champions. So yeah, it's kind of really hard to kill champions like that. And then they recognize this issue instead of nothing. They said directly they prefer. Yeah, so they're doing something similar to what they've done with Stone Skin. So we have Embrace and we have like bomb champions and stuff like that. They go through Stone Skin. So I think that's what they're trying to do in this case as well. Upcoming counters include more uh, mechanics. Existing champion players have overlooked. Okay, future mechanics specifically targeting existing champions players have overlooked. What does that mean? If you're overlooking a champion, that just basically means that the champion is not good. If his champion is good, you're not going to overlook that champion, right? So they say like Sanguine Maria is having multiple hits, so you overlooked her because she was not doing that great. Now she'll do great, that's why. But this is not on our side, right? Is it? I'm not sure if it's something like people have overlooked. They can buff some champions, give some damage multiplier increase and then multiple hits and stuff like that. Ally attacks and stuff. They're actively monitoring data for making better changes. Okay, fine. Moving on to background battles. Players praise background battles as one of the best quality of life. Yeah, exactly. Confirm future major content will launch with battle support from day one. Okay. They want eventually to allow players to farm dungeons, manage arena, perform other activities simultaneously. Long-term vision is minimizing idle waiting. Yeah, idle waiting is still happening, right? So when we go through dungeons and stuff, but that's why you want to. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's kind of conflicting for me, because Doom Tower. I think the only thing is like clan bosses is the only thing I think they do this fast auto battles, which they do this auto battle and it goes like the turns go really fast. But then dungeons and Doom Towers and stuff, it depends on your farm speed. Depends on the team that you're using and the farm speed. So if they're actually trying to do this idle waiting, decreasing this idle waiting, it's gonna mean that the farm speed or the optimization of people actually trying to do the farm speed, finishing off a dungeon in like 10 turns, 12 turns, 5 turns, or whatever it is, or like in 1 minute or under 1 minute, it becomes kind of redundant, right? If they do it that way. So I'm not sure how they mean by this, what they mean by this. If it's on the future content, maybe that's something, but I'm not sure how they're planning to do with the existing ones. Okay, so moving on to inventory and artifact management. Developer explain QL improvements came from internal priorities, community feedback. Yeah, okay, future better filters. Yeah, I think we do need better. I think we need filters for. I think we need filters for relics. I think relics is really important because I recently started getting like a lot of relics, especially this rare relics, and it's like it's so hard to just pick up one relic, take them to rank 2, take them to rank 3, and then like I have to pick up like all these relics and keep doing the same thing again, and it's really repetitive and stuff. So if they give something like the champion upgrade systems that we have, they do something that the same thing for relics, it would be really good. But it's not a problem for a lot of players. Maybe it is. I'm not sure, but you know, people who have like a lot of relic upgrade crafting materials, whatever it is, the craft stones, the 3-star, 2-star craft stone. I'm not exactly sure what the name is, but people who have a lot of that is not gonna be concerned about this. But I think a lot of people actually do need that. But if you don't have that and you are relying upon relics to actually go up to like rank 3 or rank 4 stage to actually use them as food, it's kind of a hassle to actually upgrade every single artifact at that point. The encourage players to describe problems, not just requested solutions. Okay. Okay, so I think they're expanding inventory, right? I think they're expanding inventory as well. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, whatever. Discussion centers on bad RNG. Players requiring 20 to 30 crafts from mythical relics. Yeah, that's true. I think I had like four crafts, and I got like one mythical, and that was like a standard mythical, which is a volcanic heart, which is good. But that was after like four I think, mythical crafts. I got one mythical. Uh, yeah, it's kind of shit when that happens. Developers say they're investigating a pity mercy system is being considered. Okay, no final solution yet. They also plan more upon opportunities to obtain previously limited relic. Okay, that's fine. It's not gonna it's not gonna affect us much, until the epics are kind of good. I don't think anything else matters. A pity mercy system is the one thing that we should be waiting on. So if they're considering this, I would suggest to start, just hoarding relics, as much as possible. I mean, the relic crafting materials as much as possible, so that when the time comes, you can just dump all of it. So yeah, from next Grim Forest rotation and the Cursed City rotation, I will be saving my crafting mats. Mythical Champion Faction Guardians. Okay, so too large power gap between whales and average. Average players community overwhelmingly supported delaying the feature. Developers emphasize listening to player feedback. I think they all have already done this, right? Yeah. Biggest announcement of the podcast: a new endgame mode. What? Available at level 60, 27 stages, rotation every 20, so 1 month. Okay. Uses keys instead of energy. Okay, like the Iron Fortress. Boss focus challenge mode. Challenge mode. Stars. Okay, this is really, really, really exciting. Star system similar to campaign and faction wars. Okay, that's not exciting. Champion specific. Oh my god. Okay. Till here, this was amazing, right? It was amazing till here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. It was amazing till here. And then it went all downhill from this point. Oh my god, no, 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 no. This is really bad if they're encouraging players to build and use newer champions. This is okay, that's really bad. Okay. That's really bad. You know why this is really bad? Because I've played other games where you actually they do something similar to this, and it's like, as of now, we have an option to skip champions, fusions especially, even though it's like really simple for free to play players who actually play the game a lot to actually get those fusions. But if you don't want to do a fusion, you could have just skipped it, but now that's not the case. You will have to go for every single fusion if this is how things are supposed to go. Yeah, granted, it's an endgame content and stuff like that, but still, dude, it's like, even if it's an endgame content, every single player who's unlocked this mode is gonna try and play this, right? And they'll be disappointed when they're not able to finish this stuff with the newer champion. And I don't know, I'm just speculating with the fusion champion. If they're asking for any summon champions, like any champions that they put in the summon pool, like we had for Tection and all these new champions that they released in these past few months. If it's like a shard champion and not a fusion champion, it's gonna be a lot more controversial than people are gonna make. I'm not sure what the general consensus is about this stuff, but if you guys have any kind of thoughts on this, please do let me know in the comments. I don't care about the other stuff. This one, it has so much potential, right? It's giving you this. It's something similar to Doom Tower, Grim Forest, stuff like that. You have keys, and then it's boss focus, which is really good. The boss, you can play around the boss and stuff. But then there's star system, which I think it's fine. Star system is fine. You like that can be an end game content, but champion specific score multipliers, that's not that great, I think. But let's see when it releases. We'll see. And then we go to this team building puzzle rather than pure stat checks. Yeah, this is something that's good, but this is not. I agree with this one, but not with this one. This one is just, nah, man, that's not good. Yeah, I know it's a maximum reward stuff, but still, like, oh my god, man, people are gonna be so pissed because the maximum rewards are gonna be like mythical fragments or like, like shards, sacreds or like voids or something like that. It's gonna be like these relic upgrade mats, like 4-star upgrade mats and stuff like that. So I don't know, like yeah, let's just see. It depends on the reward system. If it's not that much big of a difference, yeah, maybe it's good. It's a good mode. It all depends on the rewards basically. So new rewards, anomalous accessories, completely new accessory type. Okay, what? No flat. Okay, substats. Okay, what? No flat substats. New PvP PvE exclusive bonus stats can enhance existing gear sets. What that means that these accessories can add on to other existing gear sets. I don't know. What? But this is kind of good because yeah, in the beginning you might think like I have to farm for these two different type of accessories and stuff like that. But once you start racking up this stuff, eventually you will rack up this stuff. Yeah, PvP damage. Yeah, that's what I expected. Reduced PvP damage taken, dungeon damage, and reduced boss damage. Yeah, so basically like any champions that you have for PvP, you just need to use this one. Now, if they're giving us more stats than the gear set stats that we're getting from accessories that we have as of now, like the 9 piece sets for protection, stone skin, Swift Fairy, all those kind of 9 piece sets. Like even the smaller sets like the Chronophage and the Pinpoint ones, which give you like 10% speed boost. I mean, 10% speed and some accuracy or resistance and stuff. If they're giving us more, let's say more stats on these accessories, it's really good actually. It depends on the stats on the accessories, obviously. PvP, like any PvP sort of champion that you're working on, which is not actually good in PvE, you could use this accessories. It's just basically min-maxing stuff. So if you do have some certain champions, like you do need a developed account or roster to actually do this. But if you do have at least a set of champion, like Fabian is actually a pure PvP champion. PvE he might be good, maybe in faction wars and stuff, but then he's better in PvP, and you'll be using more of him on PvP, except for some restricted content and stuff. So using this one, getting that slight increase in PvP or slight whatever moderate increase in PvP damage or reduced damage taken would be really good, so yeah, this seems fun. It's not, people don't like changes. I don't like change, but accepting change could be a good thing. So let's see. Faction relics. New legendary relics characteristics, exclusive faction bonuses. Faction bonuses are automatically maxed. Only normal relic stats require upgrading. Okay. So basically it's a normal relic, but you use them on a specific faction. I don't know. Okay, relics are intended to create more diverse champion builds. Okay. Let's see how that goes. So you're getting more relics as well. Leaderboards. Champion Bone Grounds includes personal milestone rewards. I think this one is part of this, right? Yeah. It's a part of that new content, endgame content. Personal milestone rewards, competitive leaderboard rewards, which I think, okay, yeah, this one is never gonna happen. Ranking is based on a combination of completion time, score, efficient use of featured champions. Completion time. Huh. Okay. Teams philosophy. Introduce new mechanics rather than immediately nerf existing ones. That's true. That's good. Balanced decisions are data driven. Okay, community feedback heavily influences priorities. Your improvements are on. This one, I think it's true to a certain fact, but the one thing that I think a lot of players, even content creators, and me as well, if you haven't watched my last Summon Rush video, free champions that we get, the Rajan Scarhide, the Doom Tower champions, those are the champions that players get early game, right? Even if it's not early game, it's some of those champions, especially the Doom Tower champions, you'll get it into a mid game. I still haven't unlocked the the second legendary champion till I've unlocked the first one. The second one, I think I need one more rotation, maybe two more rotations to actually get him. But I haven't unlocked the second one till now. It's about one. I have played about 1.5 year now, almost 1 year, 3 to 4 months now, and I still haven't unlocked the second one. And I have really good champions in my like actually good champions in my roster. It just basically makes them kind of useless. You know, they just sit in my vault doing nothing. So buff those champions. That's the one thing I think this has to go into. Feedback, buff the free champions. That's what we need. Okay, QOL improvements are ongoing process. Okay, and game content should encourage strategic team building rather than simply stronger accounts. How do you do that then? Like, how are you guys gonna? I don't know. I still feel like even in Grim Forest, you know, when you reach the nightmare stages, it's like it doesn't matter if you have a good team or a good kit. If you don't have those stats, you know, like if you don't have good speed, if you don't have good defense or attack, whatever it is, you're not gonna survive because they're gonna take a lot of turns. They're just gonna literally one shot you, and they keep taking turns. So it's basically like you're never gonna win. So I think like if they were talking about good kits, I think you would need mythical champions, you would need some faction guardian champions and stuff like that to actually, you know, synergize really well, which can only be done for end game players. Nothing can be done from mid game to even like almost late game, not the end game, but the late game players. Even late game players, I don't think will be able to do most of the content if they're bringing up, you know, champions like that. You know, yeah. Closing teasers. Near the end, developers tease a new exclusive August event. It's this month, right? Yeah. Future champion, okay, additional background battle expansions. Arcurial counters, which I think is going to be multi-hit champions. Continued QL, more podcast episodes with deeper developer discussions. Okay, do you guys think? Let's see. Eventually, maybe it'd be nice to hear bracket numbers since Classic Arena instead of. Okay. Yeah. Create the problem and sell the solution. Yeah, this is true. It's true. Create the problem and sell the solution. So instead of fixing the issue, they want to add champs or gear to counter this. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So Tection and Solinar are just so broken, and if they're actually gonna, you know, release some champions or some mechanics on champions, they have to be mechanics on champions, kits on champions that kind of counters them, right? It's not gonna be some new gear that's actually gonna help them, because if it's a new gear, it's like basically everyone is gonna run that gear. Even Solinar and Tection is gonna run that gear, and it's gonna. I don't know how that's gonna work, but still, what I'm trying to say is that champions with those countermeasure gears, kits are like, you know, people has to grind for them now, and the champions that they have been grinding for them till this date, they're gonna be useless. So it's like every single resource that they've used to actually get those champions is not gonna be helpful. Yeah, I know this is arena specific, you know, like all these champions that you're using, or you're getting from these fusions and stuff, it's going to be useful in faction wars, Curse City, all those kind of restricted content and stuff. But realistically, you know, if they bring in better champions, which is like gonna counter Solinar and Tection and stuff, it's gonna be pretty crazy kit. And if it's a pretty crazy kit, they're gonna do better than the champions that you have in your roster right now. And so you'll be more lean to using them than the champions that you have been getting previously. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Do let me know your thoughts on this stuff. I have no idea how this is gonna go until they release these things into the game and we get a glimpse of all of this stuff, the rewards, the stats on these relics, and this mechanics on these relics and stuff, the accessories, the new dungeon that they're planning, the new end game content that they're planning. So we need to take a look at that to actually understand how this game is going to go. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts. And this is me, Trick City. I'll see you guys in the next one.